Hello. Thank you for following this tutorial on how to configure Enterprise SSO to onboard emulator screens with HLLAPI enabled. In this tutorial, I will be onboarding an extra attachment emulator to my ESSO by using the SSO Studio and the HLLAPI plugin to detect the login screen. However, before onboarding an emulator with HLLAPI enabled, you have to check the emulator platform regarding the operating system platform, either 32 or 64 bits. If you are running a 32 bits emulator on a 64 bits operating system, then HLLAPI with EAM solution will require a wrapper to be installed on the targeted computer. The HLLAPI wrapper package is available from EAM source file. Here is the path to install the ESSO HLLAPI wrapper. Moreover, make sure you install the registrables 32 bits by following this path. In order to link the EAM solution with the emulator enabled with HLLAPI, some registry keys can be added. The HLL library, which is a DLL file that must be used by the HLLAPI plugin. The HLL entry point describes the name of the HLLAPI function in the DLL file. The HLLAPI 32-bit specifies that the HLLAPI application is a 32-bit application. The ignore Windows handle, which allows Enterprise SSO to support HLLAPI libraries, which are not able to return Windows handle properly. Use title in detection allows the Enterprise SSO engine to detect the title of the HLLAPI application. Follow this path to add these registry keys, except if the emulator is running in 32 bits on a 64 bits Windows system. In this case, registry keys can be added by following this path. For more information on the registry keys for the HLLAPI plugin, I recommend to read the administrator guide for ESSO. Once the registry keys have been added, you can start adding your emulator as a technical definition with Enterprise SSO Studio. For this tutorial, I have chosen Extra Attachment Emulator 32 bits version, which has a demo AS400 connection available. So open the Studio and create a new technical definition for your emulator. Then right-click and create a new window. The SSO Studio has a plugin dedicated for HLLAPI emulator. Scroll down the window type and select Plugin HLLAPI. Then go to the Detection tab. The field next to Absence of allows you to set what keyword the SSO should look for to detect the emulator. I would advise to use an information unique to the emulator on the authentication screen. Indeed, if I choose to detect user, the SSO might perform on different systems that you might not wish to have an SSO in place. This is why I chose to detect the name of the system. Then, indicate the row and column of the keyword chosen. Click on Add. Now go to the Actions menu. On this menu, we're going to add the actions performed by the SSO. In this use case, I want the SSO to inject a login and password. These are SSO parameters. So first of all, I will select Send SSO Parameter and choose Login. In order to insert the password, a tab key is necessary. Then select Password as SSO parameter to be sent. Finally, add the Enter key to confirm the login. Once the technical definition for the emulator is created, link it to the application in the administrator console. Update your workstation. Now we will test the SSO in the AS400 application. Back to my workstation, I'm going to launch my AS400 application. The ESSO window appears, asking me for my credentials for this application. I'll enter the login information, and the SSO is performed on the application. To see if the SSO works properly, I'll log off the application. I'm automatically logged on back to the application, which means that the SSO works correctly.